Hello Aquarius, welcome to your reading today. I hope all is well. It's Thursday, August the 28th, 2025. We're just going to see what message the tarot has for you. We're just going to cleanse the space. If you're sensitive to sound, please turn down your speaker now, but it shouldn't be too disruptive. Thank you. Nice sound. 528 hertz, this tune and fork is. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, what's that stuck? The moon. The moon can speak of mysteries. It can speak of being held in the subconscious for a little while. Like you're rebirthing yourself. It's the stage before rebirth. And it can sometimes feel like things are like a little bit out of control, like you're not quite clear on everything that's happening, and it's just a phase really, but you will emerge from the moon phase with an extra bit of wisdom. You've learned something and maybe added to your skills and talents while you've been in the universal womb, let's say. You've also got the King of Cups wanting to make himself visible. King of Cups is the wounded healer. He knows a lot. He's got a lot of advice for love. He's got a lot of wisdom, but he's a little bit unsure about dipping his toe in the water again. So maybe that's relevant for you as well. Okay, let's have a look. Angels, ancestors, spirits. What can we tell Aquarius today, please? And thank you. Okay. Strength. Okay. Strength does speak of a situation that requires your courage, but it isn't always to do with situations. It's more so about you being on a level within yourself. You see, he's fighting the beast here. Now, all his tools are on the floor. Sorry if I'm a bit shaky. There we are. All of his tools are on the floor, see? There is no weapon that can work against this lion. The lion is symbolic of our inner monster, in a way, the ego, the unhealed child, the part of us that just wants what we want. And it behoves all of us at some point in all of our lives to kind of go within. You see, he's inside the cave. Go within and grapple with this beast with only our bare hands and our sheer will and determination. So it's about going within and tapping into what you recognize as your ego. Let's say your kind of selfish, childish side. Not that I'm saying you're selfish and childish, Aquarius. Absolutely not. But we do all have this side within us. And it literally takes our own will and our own higher thinking and higher strength and wisdom to tame the beast, as it were. Okay, so this is pretty heavy. If that's what you're going through at the moment, Aquarius, good on you. You know, I'm sure you're going to get there. I'm sure you're going to get there. What do we have crossing strength at the moment, please, Spirit? Oh, hello. Okay, another cave scenario and another major arcana. We've got the Fool here. Okay, so there's your paradox, Aquarius, okay? Part of you needs to be going within to fight your urges, but another part of you, which is crossing this and causing obstacles, is your instinct is trying to lead you out of the cave towards a new beginning. Now that in itself, just those two cards, Aquarius, that's pretty serious stuff going on for you at the level of your soul. Okay, you've got two enormous soul experiences. That must be pretty tricky for you to balance that. And they're both like, I mean, as you can see, it's quite a similar landscape on here. If you look what's outside of the cave, let me see if I can bring that in. It's quite a rocky, deserty landscape. And where the Fool is looking out here is also quite a rocky, deserty landscape. But as you can see, the Fool has his vision fixed on the sunrise. He knows that all he has to do is break out of this cave, this in tarot, it's kind of seen as the maternal cave. This is the first exploration, let's say, of the soul out of the darkness of not knowing. The eagle is there for wisdom. The sunrise is there to show there's a better day. And that's what he's focused on. He's following his instinct. That's what the animal skins are all about. He's literally got nothing but his instinct telling him to move, and his faith in the future, in the brand new day that is coming up for him. So that's really powerful. And it's possible, Aquarius, that this is causing a little bit of an internal struggle for you, because while you're battling with your lower energies, your more base elements, you're also trying to use the instinct that comes from those base elements to move yourself forward. So we've got two challenges here of inner strength and inner faith in one's instinct. For me, looking at these, it's really positive. I think it's a matter of how you maybe frame it within yourself. How are you perceiving these two situations here? Because although they're both, they carry a lot of gravity, you know, they're quite intense and inner experiences for you to go through. They both lead to absolutely amazing experiences in your life once you've passed both of these tests. So you're being asked to look at your ego and be honest, go within, but also look without at new opportunities that are around you. When we follow the instinct of the Fool, we really do not know where it's going to lead us. We don't really have the practical kind of proof and evidence of where this path is going to take. We just know that we've got itchy feet. Something is telling us to change. Something's telling us to move. Take a leap of faith, because the world is going to get brighter after that. Okay. I'm hoping you can see the positivity here, because for me it feels really exciting, and I have absolutely no doubt, Aquarius, that you have whatever it takes within you to get past this challenge that you've got. But do be mindful that it's pretty deep, and I hope you're giving yourself plenty of time and plenty of nurture at this time. Wowzers, there's a start, eh? Okay, what's crowning all this, please, Spirit? Please show us a crowning card. What is crowning all this for Aquarius at the moment? Thank you. What was that? 10 of Swords. Wow, okay. So I think at the top of all this, I feel really honoured to have caught you at this moment, Aquarius. Because it's possible your head is completely done in at the moment. Let me just wipe that off there. Oh, no, it is a mark that's there. Okay, so there's some really big energies going on with you at the moment. I think you've had enough of thinking, Aquarius. Am I right to say that? We've got they're the Furies, aren't they? So whatever has been doing your head in and bringing you dark times, and you've maybe been going round in circles, thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, it is bringing us back here to the deeper side of you, because your brain alone, like literally just your brain, your thinking analytical mind has had enough. Bless you. Look at that. You have worn yourself out with all this thinking, and it's like a deeper side of you. This is Athena. She is also the Queen of Swords, and she is also the Justice card. She is our higher mind, the philosopher within. You know, her sword there, it cuts through all of the BS. She has basically stood up inside the deeper recesses of your mind and said, stop. This is absolutely enough. No more nightmares. No more like tension within the thinking. No more betrayal. No more betrayal of oneself. And again, you're in quite a deserty, mountainy landscape here. But look, you've also got another sunrise, Aquarius. You've got another sunrise. Your logic. Okay, so the part of your mind that contains logic and philosophy, this is your elevated state of mind. This is the part of us that kind of proves that we as humans do have a connection to the divine. And your own connection to the divine is trying to show itself at the moment to get you out of this headspace that is not serving you anymore. Allow this deeper side of you to kind of take over. Yeah, put the thinking, the worrying, the anxiety, let it all just fall to one side for a minute, Aquarius, because bless you, love, you've exhausted yourself with it. There is a brighter day coming up. You've got 2 sunrises on these cards. That's very, very positive. And all the swords are telling me that you're learning how to protect yourself, how to maybe be mindful of your thought processes, but also tap into the deeper elements of you where there is true wisdom. It's as if you've kind of gone as far as you can with your thinking, and you've maybe created ruts within your mind, grooves that it can be hard to get out of. And this is why, Athena, your logic and your higher mind have stepped in. I've got to say at this point, I am not able to diagnose anybody. This reading is for entertainment purposes only. So please, if you're struggling, it's okay not to be okay, but please don't be alone, all right? Reach out to someone. If you feel you need professional help, please go for it. And please understand that we are all on a journey. Everybody struggles from time to time. We all get caught up in negative ways of thinking, but this is the end of that cycle for you. The 10 of Swords speaks of the end of a difficult cycle. Okay, the darkness is going on that side. See, with the Furies, there's boundaries being put up. Your higher mind is putting boundaries up to keep you safe, to keep you protected from any further harm. You are at the end of this cycle, Aquarius. Okay, so wowzers, already with 3 cards, we've got some pretty meaty stuff going on here. Let's just see what's at the root of all of this. Angels, spirits, ancestors. What can we tell Aquarius? Whoops, that's too many. What's at the root of this, please? What's at the root of strength, the Fool, and the 10 of Swords? Okay, Page of Cups. Oh my God, beautiful. Beautiful Page of Cups. So deep, deep down, Aquarius, the reason for all of this, what is at the root of all of this, and what is kind of generating these changes and stages within you is the Page of Cups here. Now, this is the story of Narcissus. I'm not here to discuss narcissism or anything like that. The actual story of Narcissus is about this boy who discovers a pond one day where he is. And he sees a face in the pond, and he's absolutely transfixed with how beautiful this face is, how perfect. and he absolutely falls in love. But what he doesn't realize is it's actually his own reflection. The Page of Cups does not speak of narcissism. Obviously, the whole field of narcissism does have a connection to the story of Narcissus in Greek mythology. But what this speaks of in tarot is the very, very beginnings of somebody starting to love themselves. And when I say love themselves, I don't mean like, oh my God, I'm amazing. Like the ego. This isn't the ego, okay? This is the ego, which is like, rah, I want my way. Anyone causing obstacles, you know, I'm going to be angry and violent. I'm going to intimidate them. I'm going to bully them, da da da. This is us conquering the ego, because there's a greater presence that comes from our consciousness. We are not just the ego. The Page of Cups is also not the ego. This is on an emotional level. This is you tapping into your heart space and understanding that you deserve love as much as anybody else. And also you deserve love and respect from yourself. I'm wondering if maybe Aquarius, you've maybe had some tricky relationships where maybe you didn't kind of assert your own value, or you maybe put others before you. And sometimes in relationships that doesn't always work out, you know, because sometimes people, they benefit from that, don't they, when we put them first. So although things might seem quite tumultuous for you at the moment with your Strength, Fool, and the Ten of Swords, this is all being generated by life trying to show you that whatever's gone on around you, you can actually achieve this level of peace and tranquility within your own heart. And it starts with recognition of who you are, recognition and acknowledgement that you are deserving of love. You are worthy of being loved, like properly, you know, like respected, valued, held in high esteem, all those kinds of things. You are worthy of all of that. And it's that kind of realization within you that is generating all of these other changes, Aquarius. Now, one thing to note with the pages, they're always like tiny little seeds, like a little whisper of something. So it's possible that your heart has just whispered to you in the quietest way, it's okay, Aquarius, you are allowed to love yourself. You are worthy of love. Because it's such a tiny whisper and because it's just a seed, this notion actually does require you to participate and to kind of make it grow, to nurture this new state of mind. Okay? This isn't like the Ace of Cups where you're literally going to get whacked upside the bum with a massive rush of love from the universe. It's not that. It's more like a little niggle or a little itch, a little seed. It's something that requires you to nurture it and work with it, and you are going to actually consciously make it grow. So there's a hell of a lot going on for you, Aquarius, but it stems from you being in a position in your life right now where you need a bit of self-love, self-esteem, self-worth, self-respect. There's a really beautiful line. I don't know if you know the poem Desiderata. It's a really old poem, but there's a lot of wisdom in it. One of the lines in it is, you are a child of the universe, no less than the stars and the trees, and you have a right to be here. Okay? Please take that in, Aquarius. You have a right to be here, and you not only have a right to be here, you have a right to experience love. But it starts from within, okay? So in amongst all of this that you're dealing with, you're also dealing with learning to love yourself, okay? Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. What's been a past influence for Aquarius in this situation, please? Oh, hello. Two of Swords. Okay. So you have had to take on a new way of thinking. Swords is all about what's happening in your mind, your perspectives, your outlook, the way you view life. So something's obviously changed to bring you a new way of looking at life, a new perspective. And when that happens, it immediately comes up against the old perspective. So that's what's happening here. The boy in the middle is like, oh, I don't want to have to deal with this. It's actually really hard. I know I've got a new way of thinking, but I'm obviously comfortable and familiar with the old, even though it might not have served me well. Again, you have this landscape here. There's turbulent weather going on. There's absolutely no life in this landscape. I think you've been up in your head a lot, Aquarius, have you? This situation is moving out. It's a past influence, so it does require you to acknowledge where you are in terms of your new modes of thinking, where you are with your old modes of thinking. Have you actually had that conscious stage in your mind where you've gone, okay, yeah, that was how I used to think. I'm kind of into this now, and it does suit me. It serves me. It reflects more of my values and my philosophy. So I feel like you have done that, Aquarius. It just maybe needs to be acknowledged by you. So when something is moving out of our lives, we do need to consciously acknowledge that movement, which then makes space for something new to come in. So let's see what that is. What do we have as forthcoming influences for Aquarius, please? Thank you, spirits, angels, ancestors. What do we have as a forthcoming influence? Oh, hello. Okay, the Tower. Another major arcana for you. Now, the Tower can be an amazingly positive experience, even though some of the imagery on the card may lead you to believe that it's a dark, foreboding, negative experience. It absolutely isn't. Excuse me. The Tower, so this is happening on a soul level again. So what is coming in for you after you've been through these stages of, right, I need to love myself. All of the head fuck needs to stop. Sorry, but for want of a better word, the head fuck is stopping. You're realizing you've got an instinct to change your mind, and you're also finding the strength and courage within to face your ego and your inner child. You're also acknowledging that you do have a new frame of thinking, a new mindset, which is causing you to kind of shift out the old here. So that is a conscious process. What is coming in for you is the Tower. So the Tower is another major card, and it speaks of the structures that we have built. So the Tower is the only man-made structure in the tarot, in the major arcana. What you've built up so far in terms of structure, for me, it's linking in with the Page of Cups. It's like, right, I've kind of been given to everybody what I feel they need all my life. I've built this structure up of pleasing people when actually this is who I truly am. And it's about that structure, that facade crumbling. And it's very quick. This is a very powerful moment. It does speak of sudden change, and it comes from the depths. So this is Poseidon, yeah? This is Poseidon, the Greek god, coming up out of the sea. So he's coming up out of the depths of his emotions to carry out a single strike, which is going to make this building crumble. So the face that you show society is not always the face of who you truly are. Who you truly are, again, this is an instinctive card, similar to the Fool. Who you truly are is rising. And Aquarius, this isn't an easy process, but if you allow it, and you trust it, and you trust your instincts of what is occurring here and what is changing, Your life will be so much easier after this. If you look beyond the turbulence of Poseidon rising out of the sea, it's actually really calm. Once that structure crumbles, the sea is really calm beyond that, because you're finally going to be allowed, Aquarius, to be yourself. And there's such cliche attached to that phrase now, be yourself, but it's actually really, really vital that you see yourself as somebody who is as worthy as being here as anybody else, and who is as worthy of love as anybody else, and is as worthy of being themselves as anybody else. So for me, looking at this, for you, Aquarius, this is amazing. This is kind of the culmination of everything you're going through now, is going to lead you to go, right, kind of, balls to this. This is who I am. If none of yous are happy, then I'm sorry. You need to kind of have a look at yourselves, because I'm allowed to be me. I'm allowed to be here. I've not actually changed in a sense. I'm still me, and you all need to basically open your minds up to who I truly am, because I love you all, but I need yous to love me as I am. Okay? So that is really powerful position for you to be coming forwards in, Aquarius. I'm really loving that for you. Okay. Where one finds oneself. So this often kind of brings us down a level, just to be looking at like the deeper side of things. So what do we have for Aquarius, please? What have we got? 2 cards. Oh, no, too many. Just one, please, Spirit. 1 card for Aquarius. Where one finds oneself. Okay, 7 of Swords. Okay, more swords. More thinking, Aquarius. More figuring out. But that's all right. You've also got Spirit with you. See the moon up there? You've got spiritual guidance. Now, this card can actually be a very positive card. Some people think it speaks of like lying, sneakiness, conflict, someone around you may be lying. For me, this is more of an internal experience, which is, for what you're going through at the minute, you need to keep your cards a little bit close to your chest. It's almost like, right, if I just get this bit done, then I can tell everyone. Yeah? You're not actually being sneaky. There's nothing underhand here. You're not lying. You're just not disclosing everything until you are actually ready. So you're kind of moving in the darkness a little bit. You're moving in shadow, and you're on a mission, yeah? You're on a mission. It's got to be complete in the dark. And as soon as you're ready, and as soon as you feel like you've completed that thing, you will tell everybody what you're doing. So it does link in with all of your other cards, in that you're having a real transformational process inside yourself at the moment. And it's probably going to cause ripples with those around you. So sometimes when we're going through major internal change, it is best to kind of complete that change internally, and then when you're ready, you come out and say, right, everyone, wow, what a time I've just had. But look, this is what I've learned. This is what I've found out about myself. This is why I've been quiet for the last while. And trust that you are being spiritually guided. You're being guided by your instincts, Aquarius, but you're also being spiritually guided here. So do trust the process, okay? There's nothing wrong with keeping quiet for a bit while you go through what you know you're going through. Okay, but that is going to lead into the next card, which is Views of Others. What do we have for Views of Others for Aquarius, please? Views of others can often be very different to the rest of the reading, because it's a little insight into how other people are seeing you at the moment. And depending on what you're projecting and what you're being open about, people might not actually know that you're going through all this, yeah? So let's have a look. What do we have for views of others for Aquarius, please? Do you know, it took me about 3 years to get my fingers around these cards. I do love the little ones, but you always go back to your old favourites, eh? What do we have for views of others, please, for Aquarius? Okay, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands speaks of competition, trying to get goals met, and the obstacles that anyone who's on a passion project is naturally going to come up against. Okay. So this has given me the feeling that people do not know what you're going through at the moment, Aquarius. They don't know. They're just seeing the fire. They're seeing the arguments. They're seeing like lots of people. They're not quite seeing maybe that you're struggling and that you've got all of this going on in your mind. They're just seeing what's out in the 3D at the moment, which is maybe you're falling out with people. Maybe people are falling out with you. From the look of the Ten of Swords there, you've literally had enough of whatever situation you're in. So maybe while you're trying to understand yourself during this time, it wouldn't hurt to let some people in, even though that does go against what I've just said to you for the Seven of Swords. Okay, sorry, let that zoom in. Sometimes we just have to let people think what they think, because it is far more important, Aquarius, for you as an individual to focus on your inner peace and your well-being, and kind of trust that anyone around you, what's that saying? If they mind, they don't matter. If they matter, they don't mind. Something like that. So it's possible you're just trusting in timing here, and you are thinking to yourself, do you know what? I just need to crack on with this. And as soon as I'm all right, I can let everyone know what the hell that all meant. Okay? But people are seeing conflict, competition, envy. Maybe people want what you've got, but they don't want to go through what the hell you've had to go through to get there. Just be cautious. Be mindful and trust your instincts about who you're opening up to at the moment, okay? Bless you, Aquarius. Okay, let's have a look at your hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. What do we have for hopes and fears for Aquarius, please? Hello? The Magician. Okay. So the Magician speaks of... Ooh, okay. So the Magician follows the Fool. And it... Okay, it's instinct again. But Hermes, so this is Hermes, the messenger. And sometimes he can pop up in life. Like, if you ever had a situation where you literally do not know what to do about a problem, you've thought of every solution, time's running out, you know, it's getting really stressful, there's just some awful problem going on, and then right at the last minute, out of nowhere, I mean, sometimes it can come in the form of a dream, sometimes it's just really strong instinct, but out of nowhere, this solution comes, like the answer, you know. The Magician is a really, really deep part of our psyche that does know everything, okay? It can take a lot of inner work to access this part of ourselves consciously. Usually the Magician is a very unconscious part of ourselves, but he appears at the very last minute to save the day. And that's because he has all of the resources. He has mastered everything in the 3D. He's mastered emotions, passion, thought, and material survival. But he also carries the white of divinity. He knows all the answers. So the reason it's in hopes and fears over there, Aquarius, is I feel like you know that you've got much deeper sides to you that maybe you haven't been able to explore so far in your life. And maybe you want to. Maybe you've had little whisperings of there's something more, Aquarius. There is more to life. There is more to you. And you can explore, and you can also master all of these elements. Maybe this is telling me you already have. There's something very high-minded about you, Aquarius. And I get the feeling you kind of know you've got more to you. And you're just waiting. You're waiting for something to happen in your life that will give you the headspace for you to actually explore this part of yourself. Now, it's in hopes and fears because our hopes and fears are very much intrinsically linked to each other. There's things that we want in life, but we have fears attached to them, and they can hold us back. It's up to every individual to tap into that, to recognize it, and to basically make a conscious decision as to whether your fears are going to hold you back. So Aquarius, this is potentially going to stay in that position for you until you do make a conscious decision to explore this side of yourself, to find your Hermes, to find your mastery of the elements and your connection to the divine. But it's there. It is there, okay, Aquarius? You wouldn't imagine it and you wouldn't desire it if it wasn't possible. So I hope that goes some way into you seeing that that fear is all that is holding you back. That's it. This is achievable. All right. And what do we have as a final outcome for this reading for Aquarius, please? I'm so sorry. I did a Pisces one earlier, and I'm a Pisces, so I do apologize. Two of Pentacles. What a lovely outcome for this. So this is about you. I mean, look at the change in the landscape there. All that lush greenery behind him. This is very abundant. This is about finding something to crack on with. This could be a new job, a new skill, a new project, but there's something very life-affirming about this for you. Very grounding, very abundant. Look at that clear sky. Look at that clear sky. Okay. Look at the difference, Aquarius. Reaching for that new dawn can bring you a whole new place to live. I'm not talking about a house. Please don't quote me on that. I'm talking about where you find yourself in life. So in the space of 3 to 6 months here, which is generally what a tarot reading can be looking at, within 3 to 6 months, you can be in this totally different place, and you can be busy, you can be grounding yourself, you can be productive, you can be participating in the world, making your contribution to the world, and also making a success. Look at the size of those two pentacles there. You're going to have money you can invest, something you can build on. He's making tools and stuff there, so there's skills here. It's a very positive card, very, very, very positive outcome. But obviously, Aquarius, it's not an easy journey to get there. But look, he's happy. He's holding up his tools and going, look, I've got stuff to do. I'm busy. I'm getting on with it. I'm mastering my craft here. And because it's only the two, this speaks of a longer possible journey that you can go on. So get rid of them, okay? You've got a higher mind. Whatever this nightmare is that you've been through, Aquarius, it's at the end, okay? There's brighter days on the way. There's new projects for you to be cracking on with. There's abundance that is surrounding you. I mean, look, he can just stop any minute and just grab a bunch of grapes. You know, that is like luxury, isn't it? That is abundance. That is kind of being able to relax in the mind, knowing that all is well out there in the world, all is well out there in life. I've got stuff to pass the time away. Everything's growing around me. Everything is positive. And because it's the 2, it has the potential to really, really lead somewhere successful. It can go all the way to the 10. You know, the 10 of Pentacles speaks of legacy, generational wealth, having something to pass down, having some, like, making your mark on the world, you know. So even after you're long gone, we can still enjoy the things that you've made and created. So for me, positive Aquarius, that is a positive outlook for you. Let's just have a little look at some oracles. What should we have today? Archangels. Healing energy. I'm going to go for healing energy. I feel you're quite grounded and balanced, Aquarius. The angels aren't calling me today, but here what we have, a new opening. Can you see that? Look at that pink. When one door closes, I am confident another will open, and it will be for my betterment. I accept that life brings challenges and acknowledge the opportunity and learning they present to me. Serenity comes from within. Wow. So once you've kind of fought your ego, followed your instinct, allowed your higher mind, look, there's serenity coming in for you, Aquarius. Look at that. Gorgeous pinks. Maybe just take in that pink color. Imagine yourself breathing it in. Imagine yourself filling up your whole body and your whole auric field with this high, bright pink light. It's very healing, very loving, very soothing, and it's all for you. So I hope that resonated for you, Aquarius. If it didn't, obviously leave it for anyone else who might like to listen. Thank you for being with me. I really do wish you well, and I am so excited for your future. Lots of love to you. Take care.